And let's see, I think there's something else that I wanted to bring up. Oh, yes. Yeah, we have a few minutes. Let's talk about Beating the Machine, Episode 1. But I want to bring this up because somebody left an interesting comment that I feel should be addressed. Yes, Mr. DoombringerThr, assuming your theory is correct, which implies we don't treat karma portals as light-emitting entities, Occam's razor would imply that the karma portal is white, not red. We've seen blue portals and green portals and white portals. Red filter plus white portal equals red portal. We don't have to add a new color of karma to get a red portal. However, I think it is a red portal, and I think that karma portals are, in fact, light-emitting entities, meaning that your entire filtration theory is inaccurate. So I puzzled through this for about 2 minutes before I came to the conclusion that he said, or whoever they are, they said one thing in here that makes sense to me, which is we don't have to add a new color of karma to get to a red portal. Now, if you've watched this, I basically make the argument that in the Infernal Basement in Sub 10, the red portal in there is actually red, and I went about explaining that with using the properties of color filtration through different lenses and stuff like that. And I basically said, okay, well, if the light in the area is red, which is acting like a red filter, if you apply the red filter to all these different colors, it'll filter through red stuff, which basically it opens up the possibility that the portal is actually red. Portals of this type, of this size, we've only seen them in green or blue so far. And at a certain point in the using this, I talk about what it would look like if you had a blue portal and you put the red filter over. And you will see that not a lot of light gets through, nothing close to what we actually see in the game, so that takes away the possibility that it is actually a blue portal, which means it actually is a color that is different from blue. So this guy argues that the color of the portal is not in fact red, but it's white. And I'm going to break this apart a couple of different ways. We're going to start with this. We don't have to add a new color of karma to get a red portal. This is technically true because we have seen a white portal, and you can't see it using this color wheel here because I don't use the color... Oh, where'd it go? I don't use the color white. There is no color white here. But if you run a red filter, or if you run white light through a red filter, it'll also appear red. So basically, it's red and white are closely related shades of red, where this thing will appear red. Those are the two options, and I didn't say that white was an option. And the basic reason I said that was that I didn't include white as an option was because I was assuming it was a colored portal. Now, Doombringer talks about assuming your theory is correct, which implies we don't treat karma portals as light-emitting entities. I don't know where he gets this from. I never said anything about whether or not it is a light-emitting entity, whether a karma portal is a light-emitting entity. I think it is a light-emitting entity. And he takes the same position that I do and then calls my theory inaccurate, which is not exactly how things line up. He tries to use Occam's razor to imply that the karma portal is white, not red. The way that he's using Occam's razor says... He uses Occam's razor to basically say, okay, don't necessarily add red if we have all of these other colors to use already. I think what he's thinking is it would add the assumption that red is a color that can exist. But that's actually a conclusion that I draw from using the lenses, not necessarily I think, I gotta reason this through, and this is the first time I'm talking about it out loud. But I'm not necessarily viewing it as a presupposition. Interestingly enough, I would actually try to use Occam's razor against him and say that it's probably red and not white, considering, again, this is all going by chance. This is not going by any sort of ascribed laws as to what karma portals appear when and how and in what shape. But like I was talking about before, if you take your basic karma portal if you have a karma portal about the size of what you would see in the infernal basement, the only ones that we have seen that are of that size are blue and green, and then there's the purple one in NPG, and I believe that's it. And it is purple, not pink. And it makes a lot more sense that it is purple because that room is dedicated to Prince. But who's the purple dude? The only white portal that we see is a very intricate, very large white portal at the end of Submachine 10, which has almost no similarities besides the circular shape to the common karma portal that we see. So there you would actually have to make the assumption that white portals can exist in the same shape and size as blue and green would. So in the end, I think we're each kind of like making our own assumption. I don't think Occam's razor carves away one over the other. The argument that I'm making, which I guess wasn't necessarily really stated that much in the video, it's an argument based off of assuming that it's a colored portal. He's making it off of a different assumption, so I think each of them are technically viable, white or red. I think it was good for him to sort of bring that up. If he had used this for his main point, then I think it would have made his comment a lot stronger. But basically the thing to take away from this is that it could be red or white depending on what assumptions you want to make. That would gear it more towards more likely being red or more likely towards being white, but not necessarily using Occam's razor is appropriate for one or the other.